The last few weeks have been a roller coaster of announcements and changes related to how Microsoft is charging for its Copilot AI services, including the introduction of new currencies like AI credits for consumer Microsoft 365 or messages for Copilot Studio agents. And this has been part of a bigger picture of AI pricing realignment that's included Google, OpenAI and others trying out new approaches to charging for these types of services. So let's take a look at what's changed, how these changes might impact how much you might be paying, whether you're a consumer or a business, and what these updates might mean for the future economics of using and relying upon AI services. But first, a quick introduction. My name is Nick DeCourcy. I'm a consultant who specialises in helping smaller businesses get the best from Microsoft's AI technologies. Check out the links below if you're interested in learning more about me or my services. In general, I don't make videos that focus both on consumer and business Microsoft 365 services together, as those appeal to very different audiences. If you're only interested in one or the other, then please do use the timestamps below to get to the part you want. However, if you have a general interest in the AI space, my suggestion is to stay informed on both of these paths, as just because one billing logic is currently on the consumer side and not on the business side, or vice versa, doesn't mean it's going to stay there. My sense is that on AI pricing, the tech companies are currently just throwing things at the wall to see what will stick, such as OpenAI's $200 per month ChatGPT Pro, which they quickly revealed was actually losing them money. The priority right now, both for business and consumers, is to identify pricing models that maximise adoption of these tools. We've looked before on the channel at Copilot Pro, the $20 a month AI upgrade that consumers can either buy independently or add to a personal or family Microsoft 365 subscription. On one hand, this was Microsoft's version of ChatGPT Plus, but on another, if you were already a consumer M365 subscriber, or you bought it along with your Copilot Pro subscription, it was a personal version of Microsoft 365 Copilot. However, whereas you could buy Microsoft 365 for your family for $100 a year, if you wanted to add that Copilot functionality in the M365 apps, it was an additional $20 per user per month. So for a family of four, a $100 annual subscription to Microsoft 365, if it was going to be infused with AI, would quickly become a $1,000 annual cost. I commented at the time of this release that I didn't think it was likely that many families would take up this offer. The recently announced changes increased the base pricing of Microsoft 365 Personal and Family by $3 per month across the board. This is just a straight price increase. However, for that increase, limited access to many of the AI features that were previously only available with Copilot Pro get added into the subscription. Specifically, Microsoft has revealed a new mechanism for charging for these AI services that's going to be called AI credits. Interactions with Copilot beyond the base chat, such as generating images with Designer or creating content with Copilot in Word, consume these AI credits, and for the extra $3 per month, your Microsoft 365 subscription gets you an added 60 AI credits to play with. If you run out of credits in any month, then you still have the option of subscribing to Copilot Pro, which offers you the same set of services, but in an unmetered fashion. However, in my view, there are some big problems with the way this has been approached. First, there remains a foundational problem with adding AI services to the Microsoft 365 Family subscription, which in my opinion is the one that otherwise is probably most appealing to the greatest audience. Those 60 AI credits the price increase has bought only give those credits to the primary account holder. So even with the price hike and the new approach to AI billing, the only way to add those previously paywalled AI features to an M365 family member who isn't using that primary account is to buy Copilot Pro for $20 per user per month. There isn't any concept of pooled credits or the ability to buy additional credit packs, which I think is quite surprising because it leaves in place exactly the same problem that was the case when Copilot Pro as an upgrade to these consumer licenses was first announced. Second, it remains somewhat opaque just how these AI credits are going to be consumed. There are now lots of places where there are AI features that aren't just in Microsoft 365, but also other places like Windows. And at least one of the help docs I've read, it suggested that AI credits will be consumed by using AI in core Windows apps like Notepad. But if Microsoft's focus is AI, and AI is getting infused everywhere, then the baseline promise that the basic tools you're buying from them will continue to improve over time, and you just get those updates because of the software as a service model, just gets undermined. Next, we'll look at the changes for businesses. But if you're finding this video useful, it would be great if you'd hit the like button and leave a comment to help it get in front of more interested people. Also, if you'd like to see more like this, please do subscribe to the channel. So, there have been changes announced to the pricing for Microsoft 365 commercial subscriptions, but those aren't related to AI. Whereas Google recently announced that it was hiking the price of its Google Workspace products for business and just rolling its Gemini AI in, Microsoft decided to do this purely on the consumer side, and for businesses the picture is maybe A, a little more rosy, and B, also rather more complex. With the release of Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, see my video on that if you need more specific information on it, bringing AI chat, basic agents, and the opportunity for pay-as-you-go agentic services to all Microsoft 365 users. Arguably the most accessible and economical place to use business-class AI is a Microsoft 365 commercial subscription. But understanding what is and is not included if you opt for just Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, or that plus pay-as-you-go, or a full-fledged Microsoft 365 Copilot license is important. And the part that will be especially critical is understanding the pay-as-you-go services that will largely serve to bridge the capability gaps between the free and paid license tiers. The headline pricing announcement for pay-as-you-go agents, I think from when it was announced last year, was that it would cost a penny a message. This implied that a pay-as-you-go user at the free tier could essentially use Copilot Chat with added paid features 3,000 times each month before it would be cheaper to buy a Microsoft 365 Copilot license. I scratched my head at this as I foresaw a significant exodus from full Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses, as this would be such a good deal as pay-as-you-go. But then reality hit. Or a strange form of reality, where the plain English meaning of the word message is twisted so that some messages actually cost you multiple messages to execute. You know what would be a great term to use here, Microsoft, instead of message? How about AI credit? However, I don't drive Microsoft's product naming, so we must become comfortable with the idea that whereas on the consumer side of the house, the AI credit will be the new currency for AI interaction, for much of what is available for consumption on the business side, the message will be the currency for AI services. Jumping from services that cost a message or two per message, right the way up to those where your agent sends you back a message that will be consuming 25 or 30 messages, understanding what aspects of your agents might cost what is going to be really important. There are two items of good news though. First, in most cases, interactions by Microsoft 365 Copilot license users will be free, all the time when using agents created in the chat or SharePoint Agent Builder, and currently always for integrated agents in Microsoft 365 Copilot built in Copilot Studio. The big exceptions to this rule are autonomous agents and those that use higher level Copilot Studio features like generative answers. Second, even when considering pricing examples, it's clear that even with the cost of 25 or 30 messages per turn consumption tiers, if you design your agents effectively, it's still easy to see where complex agents could save you money versus the time and associated cost that would be borne by a human employee. The key, though, is certainly going to be effective and judicious design. As more businesses embrace AI or are impacted by AI through their employees using their own tools, finding ways to bring users up to speed on its risks and how to mitigate them is essential. My new on-demand course, Responsible AI for Business Users, gives you an overview of AI safety and responsible use across 7 modules and easily digestible bite-sized videos of 10 minutes or less. You will learn why generative AI makes mistakes, how to identify those errors, and how to ensure your proprietary data or private information stays safe when using AI. Find out more and start learning about this vital topic at the link in the description. Just last week, the US government announced their intent to be involved in OpenAI's new AI data center investment with a $500 billion price tag. The companies building out these services are literally bringing online their own nuclear power plants to deal with their electricity needs. The costs are eye-watering, and right now I don't think it's immediately clear to anyone, short of the promised leap to AGI, how on earth this stuff needs to be priced to turn a profit in the long term. With that context, the jumping around of different approaches on pricing, trying out consumption-based versus license-based, mixing the two, and creating consumption tiers that on the same cost table look both cheap and expensive for services that seem pretty similar, all makes sense. I think when OpenAI and then Microsoft established an anchor for these products, giving relatively unfettered access for $20 or $30 per month, they did so arbitrarily, and we can expect change. Remember that back in the summer of 2023, there were many people who were up in arms that Microsoft was going to charge anything for Copilot at all. I hate to say it, but my guess is that those who truly do need ongoing, unlimited, but fairly average capability access to AI, as we see in Microsoft 365 Copilot, $30 per month may well be too low a price. Just as for access to cutting-edge compute-intensive models, $200 per month has been found to be too low a price by OpenAI. However, I also think that over time, the average user won't need unlimited access. Far more processes that users are currently directly initiating will be taken care of through automated or autonomous agents, and us humans will spend less time directing AI and more time just adding value using the outputs and insights generated with AI. However, for SaaS companies like Microsoft, this new reality doesn't really work very well. A single autonomous agent could scale to be doing vast amounts of work very cheaply and really allow companies to slam the brakes on workforce growth and thus license sales growth. If an agent can do 10x or 100x what a human can, even if only for narrow tasks, then the right license model for that agent isn't the all-you-can-eat approach we've had with human licensing, as the agent isn't going to be bounded by the same capacity or time constraints. For these reasons, I think we're likely to see a lot more innovation on the pricing front, and companies like Microsoft trying out new things to see what seems to work, both for their future bottom line, but also to incentivize organizations to adopt these tools. What do you think of these changes? Which are you most accepting of or frustrated by? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching through to the end. Until the next video, bye bye.